I've never played with spirits, but the spirits came from me.
We're live here at Beautiful Feet, the boxing gym, and I got some of the guys who are going to be on the card here at the fight. Now, first we're going to talk to Rocky. He's going to tell us a little bit about the show, and then we'll discuss a little bit with the fighters. This is a group discussion, so I'm going to get this mic around as much as I can. Rocky, tell us a little bit about the show.
What's up, Brian? Yeah, thank you, Brian, first of all, for coming and doing this interview with us, man. We really appreciate Method 8 Promotions all the time. And, yeah, Youngstown Salem Boxing Club right here. We got the main event of the night, March 23rd, and the co-main event of the night, March 23rd. This fight's going to be right here at 8590 Hitchcock Road for Youngstown Salem Boxing Club. This is our 7th Fight to Unite event, and this is where we're going to be at. Like I said, we got Giovanni Farina from Struthers, and then Boardman's own Andre Averett. They're going to be co-main and main event of the night, so we're very happy and excited with 16 bouts that are going to be on this card, all championship bouts. We have teams from all over the country and internationally. Canada's coming again. They came before, brought wonderful athletes, and we're ready to just put on a show for the community. We're ready to be entertaining, and we're just ready to just bring out what we do for the community, man, and we're just trying to get back to these athletes that work so hard in this gym, Brian, and that's why we're putting this show on for them, and we're putting it on for the community as well.
And you guys are keeping the boxing atmosphere alive around here. So now you're on the card. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you get, how'd you get into fighting, and tell us a little bit about what your strategy is going into the ring.
Good deal. My name is Giovanni Farina. I'm 21. I do concrete construction. I got into fighting. I was getting in too much trouble. I needed to find some base outside the streets. Found Coach Rocky's gym. You know, it really saved my life. You know, it helped strengthen my relationship with Christ, and it's been a fun ride, up and down roller coaster.
So who's your favorite fighter?
Mickey Ward.
Oh, Mickey Ward. Now, do you plan on using it? Now you're amateur now. Do you plan on going pro?
We'll see sometime in the future. For right now, we're just grinding.
What's your record so far?
12-6.
Wow, that's not bad. Now we got Andre back here. I mean, let me spin around here. Now, Andre, you've been in the ring for quite a while, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Who's your favorite fighter, and what the local boxing atmosphere is doing for you right now?
I mean, first of all, thank you, Brian, for coming out and doing this interview with us again. Well, my name's Andre Averett. I'm 19 years old, from Boardman, Ohio. I mean, what got me into boxing, I mean, I'm a competitive person. I used to wrestle in my high school days, and now I just like to compete in boxing. But before it was boxing, it was just the church. I mean, I met Pastor Rock and Sister Alicia from them being my spiritual leaders, and then they got blessed with the gym, and then now I'm a part of the gym. Yeah. So, I mean, fighting is just something that I can have fun and just spread God's word around to those who really need to know about him. And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Now you guys are going in here. Now, tell us a little bit about the theme for the show. You know, if there's, like, any special theme. I know last time you guys had a cancer awareness. So what's the whole theme? Like, are you guys fighting for a cause for the show?
Well, it's Fight to Unite. It's always to bring the communities together. It's always to bring the surrounding areas for Mahoning, Trumbull, and Columbiana counties. And we usually have all of them always coming together because we have Mahoning, Trumbull, and Columbiana County in our gym as athletes. And we don't just have one section of Youngstown or one section of Boardman. We have Struthers. We have Columbiana. We have Poland. We have Liberty. We have Austintown. We have kids from Salem, West Branch. There's kids from all over the place and young adults that come here. So we just put on the shows basically for the community so people can get together and have a great time.
And the money stays into their boxing club. Shout out to I believe is it Ron Jackson? Ron Jackson. Shout out to Ron Jackson. Shout out to Arthur Minaldi for sponsoring this little setup. Yeah, Art. His brother fights grizzly bears and everything. When I had to do the videos, unbelievable. So the last question I want to ask you guys is I want to ask you guys your goal. Like, you know, when if you decide to do this as a pro, like, what is your goal? Like, you see a lot of fighters keeping the sport alive. Some fighters want to do it to make money. Some fighters want to do it to raise their family. Some fighters do it for religious purposes. So what's your goal if you decide to pursue this as a career?
Just keep my mind straight and keep a clear head.
Yeah. Do you plan on doing anything outside of boxing, like any type of filming? Or maybe I might throw you in some movies or something.
Movie. I chisel myself up for a movie.
You got a little nice little smile. Yeah. So what about you, Andre? What's your goal, man? You think you're gonna do this for the long run?
I mean, I want to do it for the long run. I want to turn pro, but the whole goal is just to spread the word of God around the whole world. I mean, without him, I wouldn't even be here today. Yeah. So I just wanna preach and teach to others about him and what he's done for me.
I gotta ask this one question, Rocky, because I see a lot of fighters. You know, you saw this back in the old days where they would use their faith. You know, I think you had Ali, you had some of the greats who would talk about their faith in the ring. So you're representing for the Christian faith. You know, you're doing this as a ministry. So what does that mean to you heading into this local arena where you have a history in this community yourself, your wife? You know, so tell us a little bit about what this means to you as a promoter, as somebody who's been able to change his life around to use it for the positive. Tell us a little bit about that before we go to the next segments.
Well, it's like this, Brian. I wouldn't, without God, without my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, none of this is possible. And yeah, I used to fight in the ring, used to fight in the streets for the negative, and my mind and my heart wasn't right before. And my wife used to fight. We used to travel all over the country, and then one day we just realized, what are we doing with this? What's the purpose? Why are we getting punched in the face? Why is she taking all these shots and getting hit? And we're winning medals and we're winning trophies, but what are we really doing with it? So the opportunity came up to where our bishop licensed and ordained us and told us it's time to go out because we sat under him for 8 years, and it's time to get a church of our own and start being pastors. So he licensed us, ordained us, and sent us out. And I knew I had a calling on my life for years, and I just wasn't ready. And he discipled us for about 8 years, and he said it's time for us to go out. It's time for us to do God's work. We opened a church, and then we felt God tell us, let's try to figure out a boxing gym or something. And we never knew that we were going to be gifted a boxing gym. And Ron Jackson has the same mentality that we have and the same heart that we have when it comes to seeing souls saved, seeing kids spiritually, mentally, and physically doing something right with their life. So what happened was Ron Jackson called us one day and said, "Hey man, I'm retiring. I want to give the gym up. I felt God told me to give you guys the gym." And we sat and we talked about it for a little bit. We called Ron back and we said, "You know what? We're going to do this, and we're going to use it as ministry, and we're going to put it in the church, and we're going to use it to win souls." And that's where we've been at with it, and it's been such a blessing, Brian.
And I did have a chance to have a little bit. I did do some of the paperwork. I remember when y'all brought the paperwork to me, so I was happy to play a part of that. Like I said, we're going to go to the next interviews, and we'll see what else they got going on. These guys have coming on out here. What card are they? Are they the main? Are these the main event? Co-main event. Co-main event. Any last words you guys want to say before you get off the mic?
If God is for us, who could be against us?
Good one. What about you, Andre?
I mean, come out, support, and just have a good time with us.
Redemption. All right, we're going to go to the next interviews. We'll be right back. Once again, I want to thank Arthur Minaldi, and we're going to go to the next fight. I'll be right back. You're in here with me, Brian West. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back here. I got my buddy Rocky, and we got two more fighters that are going to be on the card. They're going to tell us a little bit about themselves, what they're ready for, their strategy heading into this big show, and what their plans are for the future. So we'll start off with my man here. Just tell us your name and tell us what you plan to do, your strategy going in, and how you got into boxing, Cap.
My name is Chris Hill. I've been over here probably 8-9 fights now. I got 25 fights to my name. And I'm looking to get back into it. I've been out 2 years, got one fight back now. I'm just going to keep the ball rolling here.
Is this your first fight?
No, I got 25 bouts.
25, what's your record?
13-12.
You plan on going pro?
Yeah, I plan on it.
Okay, all right. Now, what's your name, Cap?
My name is Leandre Jackson.
Hey, you guys, don't be afraid to take the microphone. You just get a little hold on it, a little touch it. It's all right. You can touch the mic. There you go. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Cap.
So I'm Leandre Jackson. I got 4 fights out of Youngstown, Salem boxing. I got into boxing when I was playing college basketball. Got into it to keep my conditioning up for basketball, and I ended up meeting my trainer Rocky at one of my jobs, and it was match made in heaven, basically.
No. You guys are usually when Rocky's doing these shows. You guys are like fighting for a cause and everything. So are you guys ready for the fight? I mean, you guys been getting in shape. How long y'all been working at this?
Yeah, well, I'm definitely in shape. I try to do a lot of basketball for cardio. Come to the gym as much as I can. So I'm prepared, ready to go.
Ready now? What's your strategy? All right, a lot of fighters been using the jab, use a little bit of a hook. You got your combos ready? What's your strategy going in? Do you know your fighter? You know your opponent?
I don't know my opponent, but jab Jesus. I'm a jab to death. Yeah.
You got the reach?
Yeah.
You got the power?
Yeah, power too.
Okay.
So,
Have you ever knocked anybody out before?
nah, I never knocked nobody out. I got a couple stoppages though.
No. What about you? You ever knock anybody out before?
No, I got a stoppage, but
Just about it.
the distance, yeah, unanimous decision.
Yeah. All right. No. Rocky, tell us a little bit about how it is training these guys. You know, they're getting ready to put on the show here locally. So tell us a little bit about how it is training them, getting ready for the fight. What did you tell them? Are you guys working out? Are you running laps? Tell us a little bit about how it is training these guys.
Man, it's wonderful, and it makes it easy too when you got young men that are disciplined enough to say, you know, I know what we got to do. It's like when you get newcomers that come in the gym and everything, they don't know what they got to do. But then you get like Chris, that's a veteran in the sport, been around for a long time. It's real simple and easy. But if I know that he needs work on something, we'll work on what he needs to work on. But he knows the basics when we come in. It's repetitious, man. It's over and over again with things, and that's what we really got to do and train. But the number one thing that we try to get instill in these guys is, because I already know he got the skill set and everything else, but it's being in shape to go to 3 rounds, 3-minute rounds, because that's what he fights. He's open fighter, so he fights 3 threes. So that's where Chris has to just bite down and get them sprints in and get them miles in, and he's been doing all that, get himself back shape. And the same thing with Leandre. He's comes into the gym, he knows he got to just stay long. I mean, he's 6'6", 6'7" frame. He's got to stay long, and he does. I've worked this corner in a few fights, and they were a bloody mess at the end, but he come out pretty as always. So I mean, but yeah, it's just the number one thing that I want these young men to learn. Everybody comes in to this boxing gym is to be in shape. That's the number one thing we work. Everything else will come after that. If we need the skill set, the boxing 101, we'll do all that. But being in shape is the number one thing, and I don't have no problem with letting them know and telling them, even outside of the gym. I tell them that's where it's really won at. Running, doing your sprints, and everything outside of the gym is where we're definitely working at.
Now, a lot of you look at the bigger world. You know, you see a lot of fighters on the main stage. I think I saw this Mayweather talked about a little bit about the mental aspect. How, you know, when you're on that ladder and you're climbing fights, you're climbing a rope and you're getting fights, how it is mentally. You know, sometimes you lose loved ones. Or you guys, if you guys go pro, or do you think you guys are mentally prepared for if you decide to go pro?
Yeah, like I said, I'm a family man. I got 2 kids, so I know what it is. I mean, it takes time out of the family. I'm here every night.
Now, what about yourself, Cap?
Yeah, I think if you turn pro, you got to mentally be ready to turn pro. You just can't turn pro and thinking it's going to be an easy job. You really got to prepare yourself. So you got to.
I think that's 90% of boxing, man, is mental.
Mental. Like you heard these guys, now they're on the main card. I'm gonna have Brocky give the spill one more time about the show, where you guys can check these guys out. Now this is the future right here. You never know. They always start out in the gym amateur. They're all starting out the same way. Some working on Olympics. So Rocky's gonna tell us a little bit about the show, and then we're gonna go to the next set. Tell us a little bit more about the show, Rock.
Yes, Fight to Unite 7 right here, March 23rd. Doors open at 5, 6 p.m. is the first bout. We have 16 bouts scheduled. I think we have 8 or 9 athletes from Youngstown-Salem Boxing Club that will be competing on the show. And then we have a couple of the gyms surrounding here that have 1 or 2 fighters on as well. But then we have a bunch of states coming in, like Michigan, got 2 or 3 gyms from Michigan. Then we got Canada, Ontario, Canada coming in, Pittsburgh. There's West Virginia. We have a lot of different gyms that I talk to every day that I've developed a relationship with that are loyal and faithful to the sport of boxing, and that's where we're at. So, hey, come out. Fight to Unite 7, March 23rd, man. Come out. We're going to have 2 two world champions or two champions from Indiana, Angel Manfredi. He's going to be here signing autographs, talking about what God has done in his life, and then after boxing, what everything's been going on. Then we're going to have also Brian the Beast Mento from Pennsylvania, heavyweight, that had over 40 wins, a couple titles he had as well. He's going to be here as well, signing autographs and talking to people and taking pictures and just being here to bless people and let these young kids know about the walk that they had to do and what they had to go through to being fighters and what they're doing now after boxing. So it's going to be awesome. Fight to Unite 7. We're going to have a great time. 16 bouts come out March 23rd, 5 o'clock doors open, 6 o'clock's first bout.
All right, you heard it from my one. Like I said, I want to thank Arthur Minaldi once again. We're going to go to the next segment, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more fighters getting ready for the big show coming up in March. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to come back with more fighters. You're in here with Brian West. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back here. We got 2 more fighters that's going to be on the card for Fight to Unite 7. I'm going to ask these guys a few questions, about how they got into boxing, and just give them the normal spiel. Now, how did you get into boxing, Cap?
The way I got into boxing really was when my sisters came here. We all came to the gym, and they stopped coming, but I continued to come because I love the sport.
Now, what's your plans, man? You look like you're going to be a hell of an athlete. Let me see your muscle. You got a little muscle there? Yeah, you got a little cuts and everything. So now, what is your, you plan on doing this as a career?
Whatever God, takes me, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to push anything, force anything, whatever God wants, that's how it goes.
How old are you?
13 years old.
Yeah, you got you look a pretty professional athlete here, man. You run, you get in shape?
Amazing.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
How much weight you lost?
How much weight you lost?
30 pounds, 180 to 150.
30 pounds. 30. Are you nervous? Is your first fight?
No, not really. I'm not really too nervous. I'm just staying focused in the gym.
Yeah. Now tell us a little bit about yourself, man. You got any family in the fighting? You got any relatives?
You talking about like in the fight game?
Yeah.
My grandpa used to box.
Okay.
Yeah, he used to box in the army. Yeah.
That's usually how it is, man. So you plan on just carrying the legacy? Yeah, legacy.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, what's your strategy going in? Now you're young, you're fresh, you got a lot of energy. What's your strategy? You gonna use the jab, uppercut? What's your strategy going in? Combos? Give us a little bit of game plan.
Can't tell the opponent's stat.
Right, well trained. See, a guy like me, I'll gamble. I'll go in there. I'll tell him everything. Yeah, that's good. See, Brian, I'm a little wild. I go in. I tell him I'm going to jab you. I'm going to punch you. And sometimes I might even talk to him if I'm in the ring. Now, we got my man over here. Now, how did you get into boxing? The one guy over here, he seems real disciplined. Malachi, you tell us something about yourself.
Actually, I love boxing. I watch YouTubes about boxing. That's why I told my mom to sign me up for boxing. So I come at the Youngstown Salem Boxing Club to train hard to be the best athlete ever on this home show coming up. So I was
gonna say, now I watched your last fight, and you look like you were well prepared, man. Are you prepared for this fight?
Oh yeah. I'm late to focus on my opponent, not stay off the ropes, and not get stopped in this fight. I'm here to focus on my opponent and see where he's going. Yep, and I'm ready to use my 1-2-1.
Just 1-2-1.
1-2-1 like I train always.
See, that's what I like. See, he knows the language. See, he doesn't have to decode. You don't have to tell the fighter, but he said he's going to use his 1-2-1. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to hear, Captain. Now he's going to use his 1-2-1. You got a number? Just give me a 2-3-4.
2-3-4.
My man, 1-2-1, 2-3-4, greatest combo ever. Now, Rocky, tell us how it is. Now, these guys are young, so you got some young fighters coming in here. How is it? What have you been telling these guys? Getting them mentally prepared for the big world. This is now I know this is amateur boxing, but they're getting ready for a bigger stage in life. So tell us how it is training these younger guys.
Well, it's amazing. First of all, to have CJ in the gym, my man right here. He came into the gym. He was like 180, 185, and he was like 11 and a half, maybe 12 years old at the time. And I'm looking at him like he's like I want to fight. I want to learn how to fight. And I'm like, okay, well, you're a big boy, man, for 11 and a half, 12 years old. You got to get some weight off of you. That's what we got to work on first, man. And then I seen him punching the heavy bag and hitting the double end bag and then tearing the speed bag up like it was nothing at 11 and a half, 12 years old. And I was like, wow, he's got skill set already, and I ain't even held hand pads with him, and I ain't even, like, talked to him really or just watched him his first day coming in, and he looked like he was already ready, but he just had too much weight on him. I told him, get down and wait, and then we'll talk about your first fight. And my man lost 35 pounds, man, and he's down to 150, and he's dedicated. He's here. He runs. He works out hard. He's 13 years old, very mature. He's been sparring, and I'll tell you what, when he spars, it looks like he's been in the gym for about 5 years. I mean, because he works I'm not going to put it out there because he likes to be quiet about things, but everything he puts together, it's very much so that I said someone else trained him before he came here, and I said, you're lying to me, because I get a lot. I had a young man that came in here and was beautiful, and then end up finding out that he was from another gym across seas. But this young man, everything he's learned, man, he's basically taught himself, and he's learning now the finishing touches and the basic 101 boxing, which is 1-2-1 or one. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna let him show for himself with his skill on March 23rd.
That's good. Now, CJ, now, do you think this sport is going to help you mentally, physically? Because a lot of people when they come in the ring, some fighters come in the ring with a lot of baggage, a lot of stuff they're battling with. Do you think this sport is going to help you manage your life the way you want it?
I mean, yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? You know, boxing, it's not just, physical. You know what I mean? You got to be mentally prepared, because if your mental's not there, the physical really doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? So.
He's 13 years old, and you hear you could just hear the lion in his voice. He's focused. He's ready. He's ready for any opponent out there. So now these guys are keeping the sport alive. This is the future. So we're going to get to the next segment. I want to thank Rocky for bringing some of these excellent. This is the future right here. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, the future of boxing right here. CJ and my man Malachi. Got any last words, Malachi?
Oh, my plan is to knock my opponent out like I always have. I won 2 fights and 1 loss, but I'm here to get my opponent getting stronger and knock him out like I always have.
That's right. Malachi works hard in the gym, man. This young man come into the gym and he said, I want to fight. And then I said, you want to fight? And he said, yeah. And he's like, can you schedule me a fight? And I said, yeah, I'll get you a fight. He's like, no, coach. He's like, I want a special fight. And I was like, well, what fight do you want, Malachi? And he's like, I want Jake Paul bad. So Jake Paul, if you're out there, Malachi still wants that fight, man. Tell him, Malachi.
Hey, Jake Paul, if you want to come for me, come for me in the ring. I'll knock your head off. I'll knock your head off.
Malachi wants that Jake Paul. He's training for you.
Well, the last thing I got for Malachi is, what is this bling bling? Do you spar this bling bling?
No, this is my ice out. This is my ice out.
That's my guy.
I'm ice out for this. Ice out for the show.
He looking for the money team. Mayweather, where you at? He coming for you, Mayweather. You gonna take Mayweather out?
I'll take him. I'll take all the boxers, professional boxers. If everyone wants to fight me, come on, sign the contract.
Take on anybody. That's what I like to hear. He'll fight anybody. He giving you a strategy before he gets in the ring. His 1-2 punch. My man Malachi and my man, what's it again, Jay? CJ. We'll be right back with some more fighters. We're in a little session here at the Salem Boxing Gym, Beautiful Feet Ministries. Thank to Arthur Minaldi for sponsoring this segment. We'll be right back with some more fighters. We'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and we got 2 more of the prize fighters on the card. We're going to get their names. One of them you're probably familiar with. She was on the last card, and we'll talk to them a little bit. So tell us your name. Tell us a little bit about what you got planned, how'd you get into boxing, and what your goals are. Captain, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Justin Liancu. I started training here about 1.5 years ago, and my motive is to start boxing where my uncle is a professional MMA fighter, so it's kind of in the family.
Yeah. No. Did you plan on doing this as a career? You think you're gonna do it as a career?
It's like a plan B, plan C.
Okay, plan B, plan C. Now Bambi is back on the card. Oh my God! Now Bambi, if you watch the last fight, I believe it's on the channel. Bambi had a power punch that really got her the decision. And so Bambi, tell us, how'd you get back in? You're gonna do this again? So tell us a little bit about what you got planned.
Okay. Well, I wasn't going to. My wonderful coaches decided for me. So here I am. I'm ready again. Their decision.
I saw you dancing and getting on. Is that your prep? You got a little bit of swag. Oh yeah, I see you dancing out there. Is that that's your prep?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That gets you all hyped and ready to go.
What were you listening to? If you
Purpose by Benja. Benja.
Okay. So Bambi, she likes to dance out in the ring, and now Bambi, do you think that this is something that you could do for a living, just being in the ring?
No.
Why not? Why not?
I clean houses. This is for fun.
It's just for fun. It's for fun. Now, Rocky. We'll get to Rocky now. Rocky he's training, him and his wife, training fighters, getting them ready for the big world. Rocky, how is it training how's it been training these two?
It's been wonderful. I'll start with Bambi first because there's a lot to say. She's just dedicated, and I always ask her, I said, why didn't you get into boxing when you were younger? And I guess she couldn't really find a gym, and she was too busy knocking out girls in the streets out there in Columbiana County. That's why I said we get people from Mahoning, Trumbull, and Columbiana County. And Bambi she had her, like the Bible says, such were some of us. We were all in the streets. We all did our thing and drank and did stupid things and got into fist fights. Well, Bambi was one of those girls, but she's changed her life completely around. And it's a testimony that she has. But now in the Masters division, being over 40 years old, she's now back at it, but in a positive manner. She's doing it now, and her first fight that she had on the all-women show that we put on at Stambaugh Auditorium, she stopped her opponent, and the girl drove all the way in from, I think, Atlanta, Georgia, to get beat up. And it was amazing because all the hard work that Bambi did, all the running, all the stuff that all the younger people did here, Bambi did the push-ups, she did the sit-ups, she did the running. And when I talked to the coach, it was funny because when I talked to the coach coming from Atlanta, every day I talked to the coach, and the coach is like, yeah, she's in the military. She's in tip-top shape. She's coming. We're not driving all that way to get beat. And I felt like after one round, the girl was spent. I don't know if it was the 1-2 punches. She was basic right down the pipe, just 1-2, 1-2, 1. And she just beat her up with just basic punches. And then after the third round was over, after the knockout was over, she was like, coach, is that it? That's it? I've trained for 6 months for this, and it's over with already? The other girl couldn't even stand. She was so out of gas. And Bambi was ready for another girl. She was seeing if there's anybody else there that we could put on with her that night. And she's back, and she said she was done before. She's retired. But all of a sudden, hey, we're putting on March 23rd right here at 8590 Hitchcock Road, Fight to Unite 7. And guess what? Bambi's on the show, and she wants to fight. And Justin, my man, too, as well, man. I met his uncle. He came here and he did his testimony. He is an MMA fighter, and he came here and he talked to the young people, and they all had questions for him and everything else. And Justin been working hard. He been here, and I don't have nothing negative to say about this young man. He's putting on one heck of a show here in the gym. He's one of those guys where you have to tell him, hey, man, you got to punch that bag a little light because it's only up there with a couple bolts, and we've had to put the bag up a couple times because Justin punching the bag and breaking it off the walls and everything else. So he got a lot of frustration and anger that he needs to let out. And I said, hey, man, March 23rd, you can let that anger out. So at 154 pounds, he lost a little bit of weight, came down, and he's working hard as well. And like I said from the get-go, we gotta make sure that these kids are in tip-top shape before they even fight, because we got a lot of kids with skill but can't go one round. But then we got kids with less skill that could do 10 rounds. And Justin's one of those kids. So we can't wait for March 23rd, man. We got a lot of kids from this area that are ready to fight in the ring.
And what you got to realize is, like, when you hear these guys talk, the thing about the sport, if you ever watch any fight, the culture is you can't back down. You know, you're facing your fears. You're talking jive. You're focusing on the mental. You know, you're mentally, physically getting your opponent ready. So if the fighter who fought Bambi, if she's out there and she's watching an interview, it don't take it personally, but take it as some motivation to maybe get a rematch. You know, and that's how the sport works. Now, Captain, that's what I want to talk to you about now. Now you're getting ready to fight physically. How do you feel about going in here? A lot of fighters got to face their fears. You know, sometimes they even put their ex-wives on the face of the other opponent, and they go in and they're trying to bust some heads. So who do you see on your opponent's face to get your motivation?
just a lot of people who put me down in life, and you know.
Yeah, some of you hear that? You put the people who put him down. Now, Bambi, who you see? You see my face in there, my pretty face. When you're going in there, you're going to bust me up, man. Whose face do you see?
My goodness, that's too long.
The devil. She sees the devil.
Say the devil.
She sees the devil. All right, we're gonna come back with some more fighters, and then we're gonna get out of here. I think Rocky and his wife and some of the guys are helping out with the show. Once again, I want to thank Arthur Rinaldi for sponsoring this segment. We'll be right back here with Brian West. I'm just clowning around here at Salem Boxing Club and Beautiful Feet Ministry. I'll be right back. I'm here with Jason. This is the last interview before the fight show that's coming up. Now, Jason, you're assistant. Tell us a bit about these fighters. What's special about this fight? These fights coming up. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, all the fighters at Youngstown Salem Boxing Club are special to me. I'm the head and strength and conditioning coach here, so I spend a lot of time with these guys. So I've seen a lot of these guys coming on the show. I mean, we got some fighters that are babies basically in the fight game. They haven't fought before, so I've seen them grow. I've had them from day one in the gym until this fight show coming up. We have other experienced fighters that I've been to nationals with and have seen them really progress in their career. So it's everyone has their own special place in my heart, to be honest with you, because I just love the way that they have grown as young men and women, because we have women fighting on the show too, and they've really come a long way in their lives in terms of boxing, but also in their lives in general.
You know, now everybody, every coach, they always have a few special fighters. Now, do you see any few special fighters here at this gym?
Yeah, there are some fighters that are special to me. I've kind of touched on that earlier. Let me say their names. Yeah. I think CJ, I don't know CJ's last name. I just call him CJ. He's 13 years old, but he's come a long way. When he came into the gym, he was 180 pounds. He's 149 pounds now. He's been in here for about 8 months, maybe a year, and he's lost almost 31 pounds as a 13-year-old. And that's unique, and he has a lot of skill in the ring. He's come a long way because he just has developed a really unique skill to me. Andre Averett, he's really worked on his attitude. We've taken him to nationals. He's ranked 5th in the country. He didn't fight in over a year, and he came back to the gym and decided to fight, and he's ranked 5th in the country. He went to the last nationals, placed in the top 4 there. I'll just touch on those two for right now.
That's good. That's good. That's good. And that's good that, it's all right. Now, you're headed into another show. Now, you've been doing this for a while. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you'd like to see more out of the sport from these up-and-coming fighters that are coming up in the sport.
Well, like my history is I'm 23 years military. I'm retired. This show is about mental health, and that's very important. I was in the military, like I said, for 23 years. Mental health is a huge part of the military. So it's just important to me that we need a lot of improvement in that area, I think, just across the board. Boxing, you get a lot of head injuries. It can lead to mental health issues, so it's very important. It's very important. We need a huge awareness for that across the country.
Yeah. I think personally the sport needs a guy like Jason, man. As long as I've been seeing these guys working these fighters out, I've seen them in here day and night. And, I'm a military veteran myself, so that means a lot to me seeing somebody go. So like he said, mental health, seeing fighters grow better, discipline-wise, now handling their finances, handling their homes, and just being better people. Is that correct?
Absolutely, 100% across the board. Finances, even if they're teenagers, being good role models in their community, being able to listen to their parents. Like I said, I'm the head strength and conditioning coach. I push these guys hard in there. I have expectations and goals for them. Like they need to listen. They need to put forth effort. I require 2 things. You listen and you give me the effort, and the results will come. And they're learning how to do that. Yeah. Because if you don't do that in this gym, the end goal is to fight. You're not going to be able to fight. So we have expectations and rules in here, and we expect every fighter in the gym to adhere to that. And hard work is a huge part of that.
Well, as you heard it from a lot of these guys, they're headed into another show. Come out, show these guys some support. The boxing world needs. They always need a few good men, a few good people, a few good fans. So come out, enjoy your time with a lot of coaches. I've been doing this sports. I've been doing working with this family for a long time. I've seen a lot of fighters come and go. But the one thing I've learned about a lot of these guys who work with the fighters is they're like family. They have to be there on the phones. They got to get these fighters to the gym. So come out and show these guys some support. Tell us a little bit more about when the show is, and tell us the time and the place and the address if you can.
It's March 23rd, 8590 Hitchcock Road in Boardman, and the doors open at 5. The fight start at 6. Come out, support these local fighters. We have 20 to 50 athletes in here at any given time. We have a lot of fighters in this gym. We need the support of the community. They fight for the Valley. They fight for Youngstown. They fight for their families, and they're proud to do it, and they work hard. Come support them. Give them all the support that you can. We really appreciate that.
The love. As you heard it from Jason, once again, I'd like to thank Arthur Minaldi, who's got a fight family himself. Thank him for sponsoring this program. I'll be right back. You'll probably see me at the show, and then I'll be right back with some B-roll footage of these guys working on getting ready. Once again, show them some support. I'll be out of here after that, so I'll probably put a little flyer on the screen if you want to show them some love. Come out, spend some money, get some popcorn, and watch a fight, and come on out. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I am out of here. Any last words, Jason?
Like I said, just come out and support these fighters. Let's go, Youngstown.
Yeah. Fight to unite. We're out of here. We'll be right back with some B-roll footage. I'll be out of here. Rocky, you got any last words?
Nah, that's it.
All right, we'll be out of here. See y'all later. Peace.
It's